Hello everyone, I'm here on the Uggle website, Freemasons, and I've been doing a bit of research on these lot lately, and I'm hopefully in this video going to prove exactly how long this has been going on. I can date these right the way back to 700 BC. So let's just start with this. This is where they're claiming. Remember, these only tell you half. They don't tell you the full truth whatsoever. They are nothing but deceivers, liars, murderers, rapists. These are evil people, and they make out the charitable, the this, that and the other. Right, it says here, the questions of when, how, why and where Freemasonry originated are still subject to intense speculation. Really? The general consensus amongst Masonic scholars is that it descends directly or indirectly from organisations of operative stonemasons who built the great cathedrals and castles of the Middle Ages. And there we've got a date there, 1646, which is not that long ago, but I can prove to you these have been going 700 years BC. I mean, this is going to be quite a long video. This is. There's, look, 28 pages, so I'll probably do it in 2 or 3, or we'll see how it goes. But there we've got masonry numbers. When did we change from Roman numerals to the 1 to 9 or 0 to 9 numbers that we've got today? Okay. And I've done a bit of research on that, and it actually changed over, as it says there, the 8th and 9th century BC. But that was when it changed from 10 months to 12. The history of Roman numerals follows the history of ancient Rome itself. From its beginning at the Latin Palatine Hill in 8th and 9th century BC to its fall in the 2nd century AD from the civil war, plague, civil apathy and the rise of Christianity and northern European powers. So again we've got Rome, Christianity, next one. When did the calendar change? The Roman calendar. The ancient Roman calendar, or pre-Julian calendar, is believed to have been a lunar calendar. The calendar originally consists of a hollow months that were 29 days long, with full months that were 30 days. And then King Romulus. The original Roman calendar was said to be invented by Romulus, the King of Rome, around, there we are, 753 BCE, which is before Common Era. They've just got rid of the E and it's before Christ now. The calendar started the year in March and consisted of 10 months, with 6 months of 30 days and 4 months of 31 days. So this really is just a brief introduction on the Roman calendar. You'll see the days, the months changed and January and February was added. So there's the, I can't quite get the 10 in, but obviously that the first one is March, April, May, June, July, August, September. And if we look, September, October, November and December haven't changed at all, the spelling or anything. But the other months, which the first one is March, then April, May, June, July and August are totally different, which we'll go into. And then if we take a look at that, this is our calendar with the 12 months. January, I've just used the first letter of each month here, and then if we just have a look at this up there for the numbers, so A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, etc., all the way up to 26 letters. So it's pretty self-explanatory, that. Right, so if we go, J is 10, and we add all these up, it comes to 116. A bit better. So it comes to 116, which is obviously an 8. And if we make these numbers a single number, like that one for example, 13 is 1 plus 3 equals 4. So we've got all single numbers down this side, and again we add them all up and it comes to 35. 3 plus 5 is an 8. But look what else we've got in the numbers, in the letters. That's March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. So we've got Mason. MA is Military Academy. And then we've got the Masons. Bit of a coincidence that, isn't it? So if we go down a little further, we've got the numbers. This is the Fibonacci sequence. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 2 is 5, and so on and so on and so on. And it goes all the way up to these big millions, in the millions. But again, if you make them a single number, 1 plus 3 is 4, 2 plus 1 is 3, and so on and so on. And there's your numbers there, look. And again, they've gone up in the hundreds, in the thousands, in the millions, and it all comes down to a single number. So again, if we add these, 1 plus 8 is 9, 1 plus 8 is 9, 2 plus 7 is 9, 3 plus 6 is 9, 5 plus 4 is 9, 8 plus 1 is 9, and so on, all the way they get to 9 except for the end. Well, if you add 9 plus 9 is 18, and you add 1 plus 8, you still get a 9. So they only use numbers 1 to 9. They disregard the 0. So this is no coincidence, and you can see who exactly created the calendar and the reasons why, to deceive people using a hidden language, using numbers. So like I've said, military, M8 is military academy, and then Masons we've got Ma son, and obviously Ma is mother, and son is a male offspring, the second person in the Trinity. Obviously Trinity is 3, and obviously we've got Trinity out the matrix. Strange. The Trinity is 3, and the church runs everything like a military academy. The church is behind all this, deceiving everybody with religion. They've deceived billions and billions of people, scared people to death with this 666 is the devil, which it's not, it's creation. It's like it all. Who had all the money in the very beginning? All the gold and silver. Who says the gold and silver is valuable? Who had all the knowledge? Who's had all the books? Who wrote the books in the first place? Who wrote the Bible? Well, people say, oh, there's no signature on the Bible. Well, it is. It's on every page. The numbers. Who invented the numbers? The Masons. And the Bible is all about creation in many different ways. It's all down to interpretation, and was written to deceive billions of people with that single word, religion. The Roman Empire couldn't conquer the 4 corners of the world, so they took their battle dresses off and put the religion gowns on and preached peace to deceive the world, using religion as a weapon against humanity instead of for the good of humanity. These people are nothing but evil, sick, twisted paedophiles. And then look, M, Mason, mother. We've got the Trinity with the 3 circles. We've got a cube. And obviously we've got the M for Mason, for mother. And there's all these previous people. I mean, just look at them. And there, look, with the poncy white gloves on. Look at them. Pathetic. And obviously this is proving who's in the club, who's part of the club. Good old Google, Gmail. Again, G, that's familiar, isn't it? The letter G, 7. M for Mason. But the G is the letter 7, which stands for the female. And what's the Gmail doing? It's delivering mail. Well, mail what? It's spelled M-A-I-L, it could be M-A-L-E. Delivering a mail. It's all thought out purposefully, these. And until people realise just how intelligent these people are, how clever they are, they've deceived everybody to make it look like they're completely incompetent. They're not. It's the opposite. We are so dumbed down from what we're told, it's unbelievable. Okay. So this is where we've added the January and February to the calendar. I mean, that's not right. It should be 365 days. I mean, this is I think I copied this from one of the websites with the links of further up. But if we have a look at this again, you see all the numbers are made purposefully. What I've done is that obviously January is the first month and it's got 31 days. So how they're doing the Fibonacci sequence and all that, I sort of added it all up, if you like. And the divide, so we've got 131 from the month and the days. And if you add the two ones together, you get a 2, and then which is 23. So if you divide the 2 into 3, we get 666. So I thought, okay, let's try it in February. Oh, February's got an extra day every 4 years. So we've got the second month, and I've started with the 28 days. So I've got 2, 2, 8. So we've got 2 times 8 is 16. So then it's 16 times 2 is 32. And again, we've got the 2 divided by 3 is 666. Strange that. 29 days. 2 times 9 is 18. 3, which is 36. But 3 6s, 666. Again, March. And 1 minus 3 is 2. Again, we've got the 2 divided by 3. Now this is a good one. 4 divided by 3 is 1.3333. But like I'm going to prove to you in a bit, that is an 8. 33 is an 8. Simply because they put 33 on 2 pages of their books and make out 3, or 33 is their number. But once you close that book, it's an 8. Their true number. The Mason's true number is 8. So bear in mind that one. But again, as you can see, they all come to 666. Every one of them. So these numbers, months, and again, that if you have a look back, that was only 30 days prior, so they added a day. I'm not sure whether there was another month as well, but obviously they added 31 days in January, 28 and 29 in February, and then they altered these March, April, May, June and July. July, I think they altered it was because of Julius Caesar, and the same with that for Augustus, you know, these Roman emperors. But then if we go into Mason, the word Mason, again, if you add all the numbers up, we get 62. 6 plus 2 is 8. We make these numbers a single number, and again we get 17. 1 plus 7 is 8. So again, that's proving their true number is 8. There's the 2 3s. And then there's the old and new. Let's shrink this again, let's get them all on. There we go, it's better. So we've got, you can see all the months there prior to the change and after the change. Those two were the same. M and A. M and A. Sorry, those 3 were the same. that the S there that's changed. I mean, you still had it with the 10 months, MASON, so we've still got the Mason, but when they changed it, they've got Military Academy Mason. So you can see just in these have been changed. That's changed to an A. And then we've got the number of days, which I'm just going to go into now. Why 365 days? So let's look at the numbers of days in a year and in a leap year. 365. Well, 5 is to divide. So if we divide half of 36, which is already 3 sixes, 666, we get 18, which again is 3 sixes, 666. The leap year is 366 days, which is 36 times 6. We get 216. We add all those together. Sorry, we add the 2 plus 1 is 3, and then we've got the 6 left. 3 sixes, 666. So these numbers, again, you've got to realise how they were purposely thought out, all these numbers, which is why if you go in on the all these false flags, and when the media come out with so many people have died, or always look at the numbers. You can tell it's a load of BS from the numbers. So again, the number of chromosomes we have in our body, we get as an adult, or when we're born, we've got 46 chromosomes. So the mother has 46, the father has 46, and then creation, the baby has 23 chromosomes from the mother and 23 chromosomes from the father to give you your 46 chromosomes. But again, we've got the 666, which again is creation, the 6 building blocks of life. 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons, which again I think there's a bit further down. But again, if we divide 4 into 6, we get 666. And if we go 4 times 6, 6 4s are 24, 2 plus 4 is 6. So if we single number them, we've got 6, 6, 6, 3 sixes, creation. So, which is pretty much what I've just said, 23 chromosomes from each parent, making 46 chromosomes in total. So, then there's the other way, which is what I just said about the times 4 by 6, it's the same, 2 times 3 is 6. So again, you've still got 666 single numbers, from one from mother, one from father, and one for yourself. That's single numbers. Roman numerals, it's pretty straightforward really. 1, 2, 3, and then when we get to a V, which is 5, it's on the left hand side, which indicates a minus. So you take 1 from 5, which is 4, and then you've got 5, and then this side, V is 5 plus 1 is 6, plus 2 is 7, plus 3 is 8, and then we've got 10, which is an X, 10 minus 1 is 9. That's how they did it then. That's just 1 to 10. I mean, obviously it goes up thousands, etc. I'm going back to the G and the V with the square and compass. Yeah, the square and compass they use. The square is like a V, so 90 degrees, like that corner there. It's a V. So if we go, V is 22, and we've seen the G is 7. So divide 7 into 22, we get pi 3.14, which is 8. If you add all those numbers up, it comes to an 8. 3 plus 1 plus 4 is 8. That's in the V is in our numbers now, not the Roman numeral V, which is 5. So we've got the Roman numeral version as well. G is still 7, V is 5. 7 times 5 is 35. 3 plus 5 is 8. So we've got an 8. All I'm trying to do is prove beyond doubt the Mason number is 8. They're lying through their teeth about everything, deceiving everybody while they carry on with their sick and twisted plans. So both ways we can see the true number of Masons is 8. And just how long has this been going on? This goes right back 700 BC. And then the Bible came out. I think I read it was totally finished around 400 AD, give or take. I mean, I might be wrong, but even so, 700 years before Christ, and then the Bible comes out. Nobody knows who's written it, no signature, nobody knows the day of the hour. Really? We'll get onto that. Again, creation, think about it. Do you know when you're going to be born? No. Do you know when you're going to die? No. You don't know the day of the hour when the good Lord's going to come and save everybody. Okay. So just on the numbers, we can see who wrote the Bible, who invented these numbers, the dates, the days of the week, the months, the years, their signatures in the calendar. It's written in numbers and in the Mason, in the letters of the months. Mason, Military Academy Mason. They create the cube. They call that their perfect creation because of the cornerstone, which again is a 7, which is the female. It has 6 faces, 6 sides, and it has 8 corners. So there's our 6, 7 and 8. And then the cornerstone, the 7 if you like, is 90-degree angle, which is, we've got, again disregard the 0, 3, 33, 3 3s, a 9. I mean, you can call it 33 degrees, whatever, I don't know, it's my interpretation, but you can see the numbers. But when you put them together, split in half, whatever, you've got an 8. So let's have a look at that, what I just said a minute ago. It was in Matthew 23:15. So let's start with the numbers. 23 plus 15 is 38, which is either 11 if you add them together, which is a cube, or it's 3 8s, 38, 888. So, and then again, watch therefore you know neither the day nor the hour. Like I've just explained, that's us. We don't know if we're going to be born, when we're going to be born, and unless you decide to kill yourself, you're not going to know the day you die. So it's all interpretation, and they've reversed everything. 666, the devil, no, it's creation. You don't know the day or the hour. No, that's when you're going to die. So my interpretation of the day or the hour is creation. We don't know when we're going to be born, the day or the hour, the same when we die. We don't know the day or the hour unless we purposely choose that yourself. In this deceiving world we live in, who exactly does that term benefit or suit? It suits these. They can play this card forever and a day. This, like I say, this could go on forever. It's like the war on terror. Faceless enemy. There's no real enemy. It's just make-believe. It's a battle of the mind. Good versus bad. Positive and negative. And both are needed in anything to work. You know, I'm an electrician. You need a neutral as well as a live to get an appliance to work. It's the same. You need a balance. So, what's the 33 degrees? Right. Like I said, they claim it's their number, 33. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody told me the other day that the spine is one of the first things that's grown inside our mothers, which is obviously 33, which is the body, part of the body. So I can only presume it's the 33 vertebrae in the spine. But again, you'll have to ask the Masons. This is all about working them out. There's this evil Albert Pike, or you can mess around with his name and you've got Epic Treble, which obviously they wanted they caused the World War One and World War Two. And in a letter to Mazzini, he states there must be 3 world wars. So we've had 2, and at the moment it's everybody's waiting for these arseholes to start it, because they know it's coming. Nobody wants wars, nobody other than these sick, twisted people. And it's about time everybody woke up, realised what's going on, who's your enemy. Because it's certainly not the Muslims and all this crap they keep peddling. It's the bloody government of every country are all in on it together, which is why you get these silly numbers. So I'm not really going to read all this because the video's taken quite a lot of time already. But I'll leave links to all this. I copied this off the newspaper and I've read it. It's quite chilling, and it's pretty much exactly what's going on. And this is where I wanted to get to. Albert Pike. There he is. The 33. But if it's an open book, like I say, with the 33 on, a number 3 on each page, facing it the same way. If we close that book, it becomes an 8, their true number. So if you can see that, that's the book closed, 8 on both sides. and then when it's open it's a 33. There's one side, there's the other. This is the number you don't see. And there's the numbers you do see. So there you can clearly see 8 is their true number, and they only show you half all the time, and that's how they get away with it all. Tell you one thing, do another, and then there's their logo, Auto Ab KO, whatever that is. Then you translate it, and there you got it. Order from chaos. And what do you keep reading in the paper? Chaos this, chaos that, chaos on the roads. It's all drip, drip, drip. When you realise it all and you see it, it is absolutely pathetic how these people are. They are very, very clever in one sense and totally stupid in another. There's the G and the V I was on about earlier, the 90 degree. V is 5, G is 7, 7 and 5 are 35, 3 plus 5 is 8, their true number. And then you can see the 8 when the book is closed, both from the front and back. When the book's open we see 33 on 2 pages. The word Mason, when converted into numbers, is an 8. The same with the word Freemason, which I'll come on to shortly, comes out to 8. The word Mason is both in Roman numerals and the modern day numbers the same, 8. Who changed all the numbers? The same people who started the calendar. There's signatures everywhere if you open your eyes and look at things from a different angle. Mason is spelt in the months of the year, both 700 BC and in the modern day spelling. And as we saw earlier, they changed. They added January and February, and then altered March, April, May, June, July and August. The only months that remained were September, October, November and December. So we go on to the Trinity, the 3 people. 2 adults become one to create a child, creation. 666 is the building blocks of life. 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons, as I said earlier. And then we go on to the Freemason. So it's the same. Mason or Freemason, they both come to an 8. So their true number is 8. And there we go. If we add them all up, we get 96. 9 plus 6 is 15. 1 plus 5 is 6. We get the 33. And like in the book, we close that and we've got an 8. And that's the same when we make them a single number, we still get an 8. So we add them all up, we get 42. 2 plus 4 is 6, and again we've got the 2 3s, we close it, we get an 8. And the word Freemason has 9 letters. Again, if we turn that upside down, we get a 6. We play around with numbers. I mean, it's an identical 6 and 9, both the same. Both mean the same. And then we've got the Mormons. Again, come to an 8. So, as well, we've got Romans in Mormons. Row, Mons. And you could argue a W and M is a W. So they change words, numbers, letters. So to me, the Romans, Mormons, Masons, they all sound alike. They're all the same. And if we go to that Uggle, back to that Uggle website, the last point on all this is about the banks. Really, they claim to raise 33 million pounds for charity. This is their quote. Freemason is one of the world's oldest, largest non-religious. Yeah, they wrote the Bible. Strange that, isn't it? Non-political, fraternal and charitable organisations. I mean, don't they sound absolute lovely people? It teaches self-knowledge through participation in a progression of ceremonies. Sugar-coated or what? Members are expected to be high moral standing and are encouraged to speak openly about Freemasonry. Yeah, I'll bet. It's a military order. The top know everything, the bottom know nothing. And that's how it works. So they claim we contribute over 33 million pounds a year to charities. What's that one? There it is. So they love the 33s, claim the good people, but let's look at the banks. So if people are generously giving to these for charity or for whatever, and they've got 33 million pounds, it's not sat in their safe or anything. It's put in the Brethren's banking industry, and then the banks can loan out 10 times the amount. So they're clearly saying they've got 33 million pounds for charity. So that 33 million becomes loaned to you and I. They can loan 330 million pounds out to you and I with interest. So if we split the 330 million they're allowed to loan and charge interest, if it's just say it's a mortgage, you have to pay 3 or 3.5 times that amount back. So the 165 million, the loan out, becomes 495 million pounds, repaid back over the course of the mortgage, which is usually 25 years. So from the 33 million pounds deposited into the bank, they've loaned out to you and I, and just on the half of that they've had a return over 25 years of 495 million pounds. But bear in mind, every month you have to pay your mortgage, so they're constantly getting more money back and loaning out with interest to other people. They constantly make money out of thin air. So there's still another half to loan out, 165 million, in credit cards, small loans, whatever. I mean, I don't know the return on that. Let's just say it's 100%. So there's you're back to 330 million. You've already loaned out 165 million and got back 495 million. So those two, if you add the 495 and the 330 million, you get 825 million. And that's all from those very good charitable people, the Masons, putting 33 million pounds into the banking industry. How kind are you? So don't think for a minute out of that 825 million the Masons are not going to get any. So they lie and deceive you. They make trillions and trillions out of us in taxes. They make up false laws. They're nothing but corporations. So they install corporation taxes, laws that you'll then believe to follow. We should not be paying any taxes whatsoever. All we're doing is paying corporation tax. It's all been made purposefully to deceive everybody. So, and again, this is because they only deal with you with a birth certificate. That's your corporation name. Which again is another thing really. People just look into the birth certificate scams. But as you can see, if I go back to this, you can see that by now that 8 is their true number, and they only show us half. They only tell us half of what's going on. Lie, deceive. They've made billions and trillions out of us all by all these taxes and things they keep introducing. But if we go back to the Roman numerals, which is obviously comes from the Romans, but as we saw earlier, this was around 700 BC, start of the calendar, and we'd only got 10 months, and we've still got Mason in here, M-A-S-O-N, and this is 700 years before Christ. So they've had a lot of time to write this book. It's strange there's no author, but I'm hoping I've proved solely in the numbers where it's all come from. So even then, when they introduced the two months extra, January and February, it was still before Christ. And then I'll just head back to next one, I think. Yeah, this one, where I said that's an 8. Hopefully now you can clearly see is an 8, and all these add up to 666, which is creation, and then there's the July, which was changed in honour of Julius Caesar, again before Christ, and August in honour of Augustus, again before Christ. And then the Bible comes out and deceives billions and billions and billions of people. I mean, if you go to court, they get you to swear on the Bible. Why do you think that is? It's just a fear tactic they play on. All these Masons and all that at the very top know full well who wrote the Bible. The people who just join the Masons think they're all wonderful people. They don't know half of what's going on because they're not told. You have to work your way up in the degrees. So I hope you can see from all of this, they love their numbers, which is what I've said in other videos about false flags. It's all in the numbers. You know who's done it, and sort of the meanings in the numbers. If it's a creation, something has to be destroyed, or things have to die for enable them to start the creation. It's like the Picasso quote. Another Mason, no doubt. But they all have these hidden numbers, secret silly handshakes, and that evil so and so Pike. They say he's a prophet. Well, it depends how you spell prophet. I mean, for the religion and all that, they spell it with a PH. So they class him as a prophet solely to make money. With all the wars that go on, it generates a massive amount of money for all these industrialists. And as you can see, the 33 again. But again, this proves it's like a military order. Look, to you, Sovereign General, Grand Inspector General, we say this, that you may repeat it to the brethren in the 32nd, 31st and 30th degree. So basically, anybody below that is not in the know. It's a military order. And this evil person predicted, well, not predicted, he said there must be 3 world wars. Must be. So nobody wants wars, only these people. Why? To add a few more noughts into the bank accounts, to get a bit more gold and have it stashed on shelves. Walk around with silly aprons on and silly white gloves, making out you decent people, honourable, this, that and the other. All you Masons, you top lot, are nothing but utter scum. And I'm surprised you've gotten away with it this long, and I only hope everybody wakes up and realises all you lot will be hanging by the gallows for weeks. You people are nothing but liars, deceivers, dishonest people. Look at it. Absolutely pathetic.